What's up? Ladies and germs, we're back with the best and worst tattoo TikToks I could find since last week. I'd like to make a promise to you that we have an incredible batch of videos to go through today. Let's just dive into the madness. Now, with AI becoming more and more advanced, I think spaces like tattooing and other art forms should be a little worried. Here's why. This tattoo artist is passing off AI-generated tattoos as their own work. Didn't have this on my 2026 bingo card, and I've seen all sorts of AI generated tattoo videos. A lot of it is posted as like tattoo inspo type of content. And so that's what I thought this was at first. I saw this video of the bird inside the ear, which is obviously a tattoo that's not entirely possible to do, at least making it look quite like this. And I just happened to click on this person's profile, and they're actually a tattoo artist. They do tattoo, but they also post AI tattoos, and they also post their own tattoos that have like gone through some kind of AI filter or some shit. I don't know how it works. Like, look at this video. This looks like a real video, and then it cuts to this AI generated video, and then another AI generated video of him doing this hand tattoo. And this final hand tattoo is obviously AI generated. But it's like, did he do a tattoo or not? It's hard to tell, but he actually does do tattoos. Pause. I was just looking at the comments on the first video we checked out. This girl said, "I need this. Please come to Florida." And the guy responded and said, "Sure, I will come if you book the flight and room, sir." And she says, "I'm a woman." He says, "Sorry, ma'am." And then she comes back with, "Either you need glasses or you didn't look hard enough. And yes, I'm highly offended. Offer rescinded." He goes, "I'm extremely sorry, madam. Your nail art's so beautiful and creative." God. See, that's part of the problem, is people don't know that these are AI generated. Like, it's easy for me and people who look at a lot of tattoos or have a lot of tattoos to tell immediately that these are AI generated. But some people don't know any better, have no idea, and are just gonna end up getting scammed. God, this guy's just been posting the AI shit for a long time. I gotta go pretty deep to find any tattoos he's actually done. Okay, here's a tattoo he actually did. Like, this is how good this person is at tattooing. It's not the worst tattoo I've ever seen, obviously. I wouldn't call this a good tattoo on any planet, but that's the kind of work they're doing. And then people are gonna book with them because they see them doing these insane tattoos on tongues and shit, and then get a fuck-ass tattoo and be upset about the whole thing. It's just weird. What the fuck is happening? What is going on? And I have seen a lot of people talk about using AI as a tool to help creatives, blah, blah, blah. I think that's kind of a bunch of baloney too. And the good definitely doesn't outweigh the bad. It's all bad. That's it for the AI topic. Let me know, what do you think about AI in tattooing? Is there room for it? Personally, I don't think so. But let's move on. Here's a time lapse of a tattoo going from freshly done to 10 years healed. This is really cool. I'm very happy that somebody made this time lapse. There's not a lot of stuff like this where we can see a really great comparison of a fresh to a fully aged, lived in tattoo. Not just healed, lived in. Now, obviously, this is a traditional tattoo, slightly thicker lines, a little bit bolder, simple color palette. We can see that these lines thickened up quite a bit. All the colors stuck around really nicely too, even these really light browns that are in this baby's face. And this is one of the reasons that I like traditional tattooing, not just American traditional, but like Japanese, American traditional, even neo-trad, and definitely all forms of tribal. Because these tattoos have been around for a really long time, and when we've been able to see them on 80-year-olds, we can see what they look like lived in and how they age throughout somebody's life. And there's other types of tattooing that we just don't have the same evidence of that. And obviously, I'm talking about more fine line stuff, certainly talking about micro realism. And fine line's been around for longer than 10 years. Don't get me wrong, but there isn't fine line on 80-year-olds that's been around for 70 years. But we can see that for other types of traditional tattooing. And I'm not saying that to try to convince anybody to get any type of tattoo. I truly don't care about what you get as a tattoo. But it's just something to consider, something to think about, something I didn't know about when I first started getting off tattooed, and it might have changed the types of tattooing I got when I was younger. So if longevity is like your number one thing, like the most important aspect of having tattoos for you, you might want to consider one of these bolder types of styles, or getting something in a certain style that is more bold, opposed to getting something that might be a little more fine line, something a little daintier. We just don't have the evidence to suggest that they're going to stick around as long as all the other stuff. And I want to make something clear again, that is not to deter anybody to not get fine line stuff. I love fine line tattoos. I have this fine line tattoo. I love fine line. It's great. I love it. Get your fine line tattoos. Just know that they might not look as good for as long when compared to other styles. That's it. Moving on. So if you haven't seen this before, this client got this honeycomb grid pattern tattooed on them, and now they're going to different tattoo artists to fill in a little spot on this grid with something in their style, and they can use this as an interesting way to collect different tattoos from different artists. I've seen this done tons of times. This was really popular a while ago. I'm sure it's still mildly popular. This may come as a shock to you, but I have some problems with this. And disclaimer, it all comes down to who you get tattooed by. I think if you get a nice honeycomb outline from someone who does good line work, and you go to some awesome tattoo artist, you could probably end up with something cool. And if getting tattooed by as many different people is humanly possible as your goal, I guess I kind of get it. But to me, what I don't like is that it limits the tattoo artist to this really small area. And that might work for certain styles. I mean, the tattoo they got, this astral outer space thing, like that alone doesn't look good. None of the other ones that we can see in there really look that good either. Especially if you're going to a traditional artist and you want to get something in their signature style, something they're good at, and then you're going to limit them to something this big. Just don't feel like you're going to get the best out of that artist. You're not going to get the best out of most artists if you're limiting them to something this big. And to me, that's like the best part about getting patchwork tattoos, which is what I have, which is just a collection of individual tattoos. They can... Although mine are mostly in the same type of style, they don't have to be. You can get them from different artists. You can do whatever you want with patchwork. That's the beauty of it. And I'm somebody who wants to get tattoos from tattooers in their own style, some shit that they do. Like, that's what I like about getting tattooed. I find somebody whose work I like, and I go to them like, look, dude, I'll take whatever. I would love to get something on my thigh. Draw it up. It's pretty much exactly what I do when I get tattooed now, or at least have been for the last couple of years. So I'm still able to get stuff from artists in their style, stuff that they like to do, but I'm not limiting them to something this big. I think it's an interesting idea, but in reality, I don't think it ends up working out that well. Moving on. This is why you should never take a tattoo artist's work and bring it to another tattoo artist and say, this is exactly what I want. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to end up looking as good as the original. And there's all sorts of reasons and factors as to why that might be the case. The bottom line is, it's just not going to happen. It's never going to look as good as the original. The original artist who made it knows everything that went into that, knows all the planning, knows all the forethought. They thought about that shit and turned it into reality, not whoever you're bringing this to copy them. And second of all, I feel like maybe not any, but a lot of tattooers who would accept doing this, who would be down to copy somebody else's work, it's kind of questionable. It's not the most respected thing to do. I understand a lot of tattooers just trying to make a buck, just gonna tattoo whatever comes in the door. Maybe they feel like they would rather do it than let this person go somewhere else and get it. But for the most part, the people who are copying other artists' work aren't very good at tattooing either. The original artist is always gonna do it better. And if you do see something on the internet and you're like, fuck, I love that tattoo, I would love to have that tattoo, take it to somebody near you who does stuff that looks kind of similar to it and say, hey, I love this tattoo. I'd love to get something like this from you. Let them do their thing. Don't try and copy it. It's not going to work out. Moving on. Let's check out something good. If your tattoo artist can't draw your tattoo directly onto your skin, I don't think they're that good at tattooing. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. I do think the most important thing is that they're able to tattoo you well. But if they can't do this, are they even an artist to begin with? I don't know. Just saying. What we're seeing here is a tattoo from Dan Gilsdorf. They tattoo in Portland at Atlas Tattoo. I've been there before. But being able to draw on a tattoo to fit the spot exactly how it needs to be able to cater it so perfectly to the placement is the crucial part of being a good tattoo artist. It's really important to be able to do this, to have this skill, to be able to draw. And especially today, I feel like there are so many people who are trying to get into tattooing who don't know how to draw. Yes, tattooing is putting ink into skin, but if you can't make something that looks good as a tattoo, the hell are you even doing? Needless to say, an epic tattoo from Dan. If you like his work, go check him out. What else we got? Let's do another good one. I'm feeling in a good mood. Tattoos like this have been dominating a majority of my brain capacity for the past, year. These ornamental pieces from Cheese Crybaby. Let me see what their actual name is. Nope, that's it. Cheese Crybaby. They don't have a name. Cool. Perfect. But these tattoos are just... I don't even need to say anything. These are easy tattoos to look at. They just look like they belong, and I think that's a really unique skill to have as a tattoo artist, to be able to make work that looks like it was supposed to be there. Quality that I don't think a lot of artists have, and it might not be well suited for all sorts of styles, but this ornamental stuff just, there's no other way to say it. It just looks fucking perfect. I'm always super impressed by Cheese's work. And if you want to see more work from Cheese, just look up Cheese Crybaby, I guess. And really quick before we continue, I hope you're enjoying the video. Thanks for hanging out with me for the last, my cats are going fucking bonkers. Yo! I hope you're enjoying the video. If you are, leave a like. If you want to subscribe and see some more videos, go for it. If not, go fuck yourself. Let's get back to the video. Let's check out a bad tattoo. Oh, God, that's rough. Life's a gamble? This whole tattoo was a fucking gamble. Oh, what does this say? Risk? Risk? What's the CH? Am I missing something? Risk. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. How does this even happen? I don't understand how you could be so bad at tattooing and not know it. The audacity to post this. Look at the suits on the cards. My favorite part is that each A on the aces is in a different font. What are the suits? Doesn't seem right. I don't think they crossed the F. What? I mean, this person wasn't even able to make the dice look three-dimensional. That's not what dice look like. Like, you gotta be able to... You shouldn't be tattooing if this is what your tattoos look like. You gotta find another career path, honey. 'Cause this ain't it. What else we got? Okay. Can someone please tell me why this is happening? I just started tattooing myself, and this is the second tattoo I've done on myself this has happened to. Fucking stop. You don't have to do this, right? Entirely optional. You could just quit while you're ahead. Maybe after the first tattoo was peeling off your burning flesh, you could have just said, I'm good. No, double down. Do it again. Ooh, this looks so gross, man. And I don't know exactly what's happening with this, but it either looks like an infection is starting. Dude, what is that? And what is up there? Is that your stencil? It looks like parts of that have been tattooed also. Is there no... I don't know. I don't know what you're doing to yourself, but you should definitely stop. God, what are you doing? Gun to my head, if I had to tattoo myself, I promise you, this is not happening. I've never seen that before. To me, it looks like this might be the early stages of an infection. I wish I had a little bit more information. Are you in the middle of tattooing this? Is this healing? And if this is healing, what did it used to look like? I would also have to say, do not go to TikTok to figure out what is happening. But since you asked, this is what's happening. You're making a mistake. And what can you do to fix it? I would suggest stopping. What else we got? Okay, join me on an emotional journey. This person is gonna tattoo. Hey, buddy, join me. This person's gonna tattoo basically their entire leg in one session. Thank God they're a tattoo artist. This is a task for somebody with experience for sure. This is a really big tattoo. So they're doing this massive flail. I love the design. I really like the placement. I also have a flail on my leg. Great tattoo subject matter. If you're looking for a little inspo, get a flail. This is a big fucking tattoo, man. To do it on yourself too, really, really crazy. Damn, this turned out so good. I couldn't tell when they were tattooing it, but it's actually kind of got this like woodcut engraving feel to it. I guess there's a little bit of shading in here, but it's mostly just solid black and line work. Looks really fucking cool. That's a sick tattoo. Very impressive to do that on yourself too. Super big. Pretty much any tattooer I've ever talked to says they hate tattooing themselves. It's got to be hard to be focused and doing a tattoo and experiencing all the pain of getting a tattoo. Props. That shit turned out so good. And speaking of shit turning out so good, check out the time lapse on this back piece. I don't know how they even made this. What, every 20 minutes you get up and take a new photo? Shout out the client, shout out the tattooer for making this video happen. Seriously, because they're standing in each of these photos. Crazy. This is also a really, really cool back piece. My wife's getting something kind of like this too. Super sick. I love this ornamental stuff. I think it looks so good on a back too. Large scale. They've got some really cool differing textures and colors, it looks like, in here. For the most part, it's all solid black, which obviously looks great. But then they have these textured, like, gray portions. Some of the flower heads, and at the bottom, right in the top on that little cover-up spot. Super fucking cool tattoo. Thank you for making this time lapse also. Very pleasing to watch. But actually, though, how the fuck did you make this? Did you actually get up after each of these sections? It doesn't even look like they forgot anything, too. Every single section, when they finished, they got up and took a photo. I feel like any tattoo artist I know would be halfway through and they'd be like, oh shit, I forgot to take a photo. Good work. Hell yeah. And an obviously great tattoo. Let's look at another kind of larger scale project. We're going to check out some red tattoos. Today is my 2-year anniversary of getting my first and only color tattoo. Also one of my most hated on tattoos, but hey, I love it. Love that you love it. That's the most important thing. This is 2 years later. I guess they touched it up, added some more red. This shit looks really cool. It's a little on the nose, a little trendy. Red is a extremely popular color right now. I actually have a red tattoo kind of in a similar vein to this. Might be a little hard to see it. I don't know what all the camera shows, but just the outline, line work, red rose, full stem, and flowers on my torso. How long ago did I get that? I don't know, 7 years ago, or maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I mean, and it was definitely trendy then too, but it's peaking right now. And if you love it, fuck yeah, that's so awesome. I certainly think it looks cool. And if anybody out there is considering getting a red ink tattoo, I just want to make sure everybody knows that red is the most common color anybody's going to be allergic to. I've talked about that before, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but very common to have kind of weird reactions to red, a little funky healing process maybe. My red ink tattoo is the only tattoo I have out of the, 100 that I have that gets itchy and gets raised and inflamed. It's the only one. That's been my experience with red ink. I know people have had weirder experiences, but just something to think about and consider, weigh your options before you dive in and get your entire arm tattooed in red. What else we have? We got a couple more. Kid drawing tattoo. God, I don't like it. What do you think about this tattoo? It's hard. I'm kind of torn. I think that it kind of looks like this person has a bunch of nonsense color stuff on their back anyways. So it being kind of cohesive with the rest of their ink is good, I guess. I do like that. To me, it just feels like, I don't know, I think I would like that more as a painting or like some sort of framed artwork that I could hang up opposed to a tattoo. At least for me personally, I want my tattoos to look better when they're done so that they age okay. I don't need them to be perfect, but this is one of those tattoos that just kind of looks like shit and it's on purpose, and I understand that, but as it ages, it's only gonna look worse. And that's just not something I'm interested in my tattoos. I understand stylistically, it's different. I get it. That's the whole point of this tattoo. Personally, I just think that it would be better as not a tattoo. Let me know what you think about this one. Oh, this one was sick. I'm actually very excited to show you this one. I want to show you this tattoo because it's so different from any tattoos that I usually end up talking about on here. And the reason I loved this tattoo is because it's so light. It's not in your face. It's not very bold. It's a lot more subtle than most of the tattoos that I see and talk about on here. And without getting into how well I think this is going to age or not, I think this tattoo looks really fucking cool. I love how it was done with all this negative space. It looks really interesting. I like it. I bet it's gonna look even better healed. And it's just so different than most of the tattoos I see. And I think a lot of times when people think of tattoos, they think of something like this, or they, black, they think dark. Sometimes people might even think of only traditional tattoos. And this is just a good reminder that there are tattoos for a very wide variety of aesthetics. Like, you don't have to be getting super dark. You don't have to be getting black. Like, this tattoo doesn't really have pure black in it. There's nothing that's like fully saturated in this type of black. So if you're not sure if tattoos are you, or you want to get tattoos that are a little less in your face, a little less bold, a little more subtle, but you're still open to the idea of having tattoos, something like this is going to be a good option for you. And on that note, let's dive into our last video, because I got some pretty strong opinions about this one.
Question for people that have tattoos on their hands. Who is going to tell me that shit lasts approximately 1 week?
That's not true.
Because why has half of this eroded?
I can tell you why half of that eroded. That's because the person who tattooed this either A, didn't know what they were doing, or B, just erred on the side of caution, which I think is a common practice amongst people who specialize in fine line tattoos. They would rather have something fall out than get blown out. And this is actually best case scenario, your stuff falling out, because you can always get something touched up. You can always get something reworked. If it's blown out, you either have to cover it up or get some laser to lighten up those nasty blowouts. And I saw a lot of people in the comments saying that this tattoo fell out because it's fine line. People were saying bold will hold. And I think that's fucking stupid. Yes, I think bold will hold, and tattoos on anywhere on your body are meant to last forever. They're not necessarily supposed to flake off like this. But there are a few spots where this is more common. Obviously, we're talking about palms, bottom of your feet, insides of your finger, and your fingers themselves. This is a common thing. It happens, and it has nothing to do with the style of tattoo. This has to do with how it was tattooed. And on that note, my friends, we've done it. Yet again, another video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash like right fucking now. And I'll be sure to see you next week. Peace.